Hello, Jess Too Good here, and today I'm taking a look at the LEGO Avengers Helicarrier of summer 2020. This has a total of 1,244 pieces, 8 figures, and it retails for $120 in the United States. Now, we're not sure when this will release in the US, but my friend Tom Jurassic sent it over early from Europe, so go check out his social media and Jurassic Collectibles, all linked in the description. Now let's take a look at those figures. I want to start with that Brickbuilt MODOK. This is one of the most ridiculous looking brick builds out there. I love it. Now I like when we have a variation between two versions of a character, and this is a 2014 MODOK, the only other LEGO MODOK they've had. This was a minifigure which just had a big elaborate molded head. This is a whole brick build that is very elaborate in its design. I love all the pieces all around the sides of this figure so that it looks great from all angles. There's different textures and everything for greebling. At the front, this face print is, well, a print, not a sticker, which is good. But then these two are stickers, so keep that in mind. Now we do have stud shooters at the bottom, which shoot the bullet-ended studs. And you can just push down there. You guys know how that works. But I really like how they also kept this looking like a LEGO minifigure with the round head. These tiny little purple arms, which I don't think appeared in any other sets in this coloring. I think they do appear in some Mario sets, but don't quote me on that because I'm not entirely sure. I also like how they did the legs, where he does have these square legs like a LEGO minifigure. And you can see at the bottom, there's actually 2 studs that are stuck onto my minifigure display stand. There you go. And the only thing I like better on the original version is the hair on this version is very smooth. I kind of wish they did different textures and stuff, kind of like what they did with Grop from the LEGO Harry Potter set in this summer. But either way, that is it for the Brickbuilt MODOK that's exclusive to this set. Might as well knock out the rest of the villains because there's only one other villain of this set, which is this AIM soldier. And these do have a little miniature ball joint for the jetpack, which you can move up and down. The build for that, I guess, is kind of cool and how it looks, but it is similar to other builds in some of these other Avengers sets. And then there's a stud shooter, which you can just push down here to launch the stud build. With all that extra equipment removed, again, same AIM soldier that we've gotten from the beginning of this year. And with that breathing apparatus removed, keep in mind there's no back facial printing, but here's a better look at the face. And aside from MODOK, the only other exclusive figure of this set is War Machine. This one has a new helmet design, which is the first time we're getting War Machine with that printed helmet on. That's the Invincible Iron Man helmet, as people call it. Also the torso and legs that have exclusive printing as well. His face print underneath is the same one that they used last year in the War Machine Buster, as well as this alternate facial expression, but that was actually first introduced in a Bricktober pack. As for this build at the back, there's some more exclusive printing with these parts right here. I really like how they have this elaborate build with some extra parts at the bottom clipped on. Also these shooters or gun blasters or Gatling gun design or whatever the heck the technical term is. Just all this extra artillery. And you can move this up and down with the stud shooter and push the stud shooter right there to shoot out the stud. This part moves up and down, that Gatling gun design. All of it is a very elaborate look that is unique to the set, and I like that. The extra artillery design was all clipped onto that Outrider neck attachment, which was introduced back in 2018 for Infinity War. And this design at the back does have some more torso printing. The Captain Marvel minifigure of this set is new for summer 2020, but we already took a look at it in the Avengers Wrath of Loki 4+ set. But if you didn't see that review, well, this does have a new mask piece, which is really well made. It's actually dual molded, which I was not expecting, and they could definitely use a design like this for Batman, where we could have the eyes finally printed. This design does have another new piece, which is an accessory hole attachment of this hair piece right here, and you get an extra one in this set. I pointed out in that other review how this could be used for some different minifigures and everything, so I want to see some customization with this mask. And also included is an extra hair piece for Captain Marvel. Now if you look, her face print underneath is not new, but the torso and legs are new for this summer, and I actually really like that blue design. And at the back she has a confident smirk. And both Captain Marvel and War Machine have those extra energy blast pieces used to make for a more elaborate display if you want to have it that way, but in my opinion, they look pretty good on their own. The Black Widow minifigure of this set is new for summer 2020. She comes in the very cheap accessory pack at $15 and also the Avengers Tower at $90, but still a nice inclusion because I get the accessory pack is kind of hard to get. I love that she has some arm printing this time around, which is present on both arms. I also kind of like her weapon this time, where they use the Harry Potter wand piece to make some interesting looking batons. This torso and leg, like I said, is new for summer 2020. The face print isn't new though, and she does have an alternate facial expression, which at the back, you can see this is a face that they've used for her for quite a few years. The Nick Fury of this set has now made that Stark jet from 2019 absolutely irrelevant if you're a minifigure collector like me. That set's build sucked so much. I regret buying it. The design of this is the same exact version from that set, and that just doesn't really make sense to me because this is the MCU Nick Fury, and this is not an MCU set. They did a good job with all the other figures, differentiating them from their MCU designs, but whatever. Still, if you didn't get the Stark Jet, this is a good figure to get because he only appeared in that set, and this design does have some nice printing all around. Really like the new face print, some leg printing that has appeared on a lot of other figures this year and last year, and that nice torso printing. While I do love this design for Iron Man, it's nothing new, appearing in the $10 Iron Man mech from earlier in this year, and also appearing in all of the summer sets aside from that accessory pack. Still, the use of this helmet with the printing and everything looks pretty darn cool in my opinion, though it does have less function than the older Iron Man helmets with no flipping face visor. We do have a face print underneath that has appeared since, I think, 2018 with the Infinity War sets, and that has that display at the back. Now we do have some power blasts as well, which you just push down here, and it shoots. Finally, the Thor minifigure of this set is the same one from the $20 set, as well as the $60 Wrath of Loki set. I actually do really like this new design for 2020 with a pretty interesting torso print. I do wish that he had a new face print though, which is from the Thor Ragnarok sets. That alternate expression right there is still pretty cool. Lift up this newer, I guess, softer style cape, and you can see the torso printing at the back is pretty neat. And of course he has his hammer, which I'm not even going to try to announce or pronounce. What am I saying? This set is our first minifigure scale helicarrier, and the design of this is different from that 2015 UCS helicarrier, which was micro scale. So you can't have full Quinjets landing on here, but we do have a small ship, which we'll take a look at, and that just lands pretty easily on the surface of the helicarrier. But there's a lot to look at here, from the jail at the back to the control center at the front. So I guess let's start with the front. So right at the front of the helicarrier, there's a very interesting build using studs not on top techniques to have the windshields positioned in a certain way. And you could open up that whole control center just by lifting this latch right here. And on the interior, there's a stickered windshield, which you could barely see on the exterior. Then we have 3 seats, one of which has a little cup in between. I like that, looks a little bit fancy. To fit minifigures in there, it's actually kind of hard to line them up. And if you misalign them, well, they're kind of stuck in there for a bit and you gotta reach around and everything. I just wish this was a little bit more spacious of a compartment so that play was easier in that regard. And you can't access any other parts of the helicarrier from this back section right here, as it is walled off for all the function in between. Closing access, there's a 2x4 sticker at the front here. Stickers on 2x2 tiles as well on both sides, which does have the Avengers logo. Also some blasters, which you can rotate around and position. This design at the front also uses those ice cream cone pieces in that dark blue, which is kind of interesting for some extra blaster detailing, but the one on the right keeps falling off. There you go. It's just because I keep positioning it in this way, and of course it will snap off. But either way, moving on to the center of the helicarrier, there's some stickered parts on this blaster right here. You can see a sticker on this side as well. And this ballista blaster can be moved all around. And it's actually kind of interesting, the piece they use at the base. The reason I wasn't familiar with this base part right here is because it seems to be new for summer 2020, also coming in the Venom Source and the Junior set. This is pretty interesting where it kind of reminds me of the light brick design. But either way, you push back on that piece, and that shoots really hard and really far. The missile is a new design as well, and it just slips back into that slot. And again, pretty efficient in terms of launching. And you can adjust that launcher up and down. But either way, to the right, we have a turbine, which that design does come into play with the play feature, where if you move one, you move all. But There's a way to do it, which we'll have to show later because you got to modify this build a bit. And then to the right, there's a panel with a sticker on it with the Avengers logo. Also on the ones on the left side, same design, that moving one moves them all. And then to the left, there's a panel with the sticker. Now this area right here was where we landed that ship. The bottom of the ship aligns pretty perfectly so that it's stuck in place there if you move it around a bit. But for the ship design, this ain't no Quinjet, but it is a cute little ship where you could remove this pretty nice translucent orange windshield and access the interior. That's a sticker, and that's a sticker. Not too much else going on in the interior. And on the back, little engine design. We also have these hinged wings that are also clipped onto the side. Nice 2x2 circular tile print that has appeared in some other sets this year. And also a rapid fire stud shooter, which we'll do this once, but oh my gosh, it's going to make a mess. There you go. Those are always fun to play around with. Putting the ship back in place, behind there's also a stickered piece right here, which this part can be adjusted up and down as it's clipped on. Also more stickers on these 1x4 bricks to the side. The other side having the same sticker as well. Then this panel, which you can move up and down, same sticker design near the turbine, and these turbines again are connected to all the other turbines. And there's one on this side as well, which actually moving them, I forgot that you can move each of the turbines up and down. Same goes with the ones that we looked at previously, so that just is an extra feature of posability. And then finally, going to the back of the vehicle, I really love this jail cell for m.o.d.o.k, which with these latches on, it's locked in place, but you can move these latches to open up those bars. And there's a 1x6 sticker at the bottom. You can get a peek of those gears, which have the whole play feature of the set that we'll get to in a little bit. But putting m.o.d.o.k in the cell, it's actually a really tight fit, but I'm amazed that it even fits with those little studs on the stud shooters. And you can lock him into place, and now he can't escape. Though the ceiling is open, so maybe the Hydra henchman can sneak inside and break him out from the inside. And before we move on to the play feature, just want to take a look at the sides all around where they have some extra details, like some more turbines. And I'm just glad that this looks pretty good from all angles, if you ask me. So to show off the main play feature of the set to get all the turbines moving as you push the helicarrier, you have to modify the bottom part where they have all these 1x2 modified plates right here. The instructions tell you to remove each and every one of them, which I wish there was an easy way to just do it in one whole swoop. Taking all 18 of those plates off, take it off of the display mode, because now this has a chance of rolling off your shelf or anything, hopefully not falling like a Destiny bounty, and placing it on the table here. Now pushing down on the vehicle, it's pretty cool to see all those turbines move. I'm probably going to keep it this way because it doesn't seem like it will easily roll off like I thought it would. There's enough weight to keep it in place, but if you really want to be safe, I guess have fun putting back all of these 1x2 modified plates. And just a look of that interesting play feature from the bottom. You can see how they use two different types of wheels and how spinning this main wheel right here really gets everything rolling. These wheels are just for making the movement a little bit smoother. The box for this set is pretty massive, understandably so. This is $120. It's really neat to compare the two different side arts side to side. And the back of the box shows the play features and such. The instructions do not have any advertisements whatsoever at the end, so it kind of blows my mind. But this is a thick instruction booklet. It kind of surprises me that it took this long to get a minifigure scale helicarrier. And the design here is done right. Nothing is compromised by making it such a smaller design than, say, the UCS one. Instead, we have a lot of different compartments and everything to fit minifigures, lots of parts for play that are interesting play features. I especially like the little jail cell and how you can move the vehicle to have the turbines spin as well. But also, it just feels like a great deal for $120. That's like the perfect price for this set. It's a large vehicle. There's lots of different things to play around with it. There's lots of pieces used. There's lots of ways to display it. There's lots of minifigures. There's a nice selection of minifigures with that exclusive Brickbuilt MODO and exclusive War Machine that are really neat. The minifigures reprinted are kind of interesting, where we do get another version of that Captain Marvel that is introduced in the Summer Wave. That's only in one other set. That Nick Fury that was in another set but appears here. I guess that's more of a problem with that first set, the Stark Jet, because I think this is just a much better build in general. So yeah, all things considered, I'd rate this one an A. I don't have much, if at all, to complain about. Maybe little things here and there. This may not be the most amazing build out there, but I think for $120, it's a great deal. Great minifigure selection, great pieces, great play piece, and a great display piece. I hope you guys do check this out if you do have the money. It's good to have this one sell because we get so many generic vehicles. I would love to see more vehicles on the quality level of this for the Avengers line. But what do you guys think? Am I completely crazy in praising this? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.